Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs. The next Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure review that I want to do is Galactus. Now this guy is kind of the point of some contention due to the Marvel Universe Galactus being out now, so I'll try to address those issues, and I'll give you an idea of which one I think you should buy. Start off by talking about the height. He is 12 inches to his chin, plus another 3, so he's 15 inches tall to the top of the hat. Not to the little ear things. The ear things add about an extra inch. So, good size to this guy. He is pretty tall. The other Galactus is bigger and is thicker. So, if you're going for sheer size, which you might be for Galactus, it's perfectly understandable. The Marvel Universe Galactus, which is based on, or built on, the same body as the Sentinel. Galactus came first, however. It's definitely bigger. And I do recommend it for size comparison completely. The Marvel Universe one is better. Sculpt on this guy's head is much better. I love the face sculpt on there. The hat, it does look a bit like a marching band hat. So that's another nod to the Universe one. I definitely think the head looks better overall on that one. The sculpt and the paint on the face is better here, but the other one looks better in the helmet department. He has basically the standard articulation for Marvel Legends. As you can see on the neck, he's got the full range of motion for the head. I do like that he can look down so far since he's a big character. That's cool. Standard ball joint shoulders. They are ratcheted when you rotate. Bicep swivel. Double jointed elbow with the square peg covers, which is okay. Not hidden completely well, but it's there. The wrist swivels. Here we go. The wrist swivels. Wrist pivot, and a finger pivot. So articulation wise, he's good in the arms. His torso is it's one of those weird joints that doesn't really serve much of a purpose. He can't come too far forward, but he can go side to side pretty well and backwards a little bit, but it just doesn't work very well. I would have much rather had a standard ab crunch or none at all. This one just looks bad, and as you can see, it kind of just wants to keep going forward. So I don't care for the articulation in the torso at all. For the waist, he's got basically standard Marvel Legends. He has no waist twist, I should mention. I didn't mean to say waist, I meant hips earlier. So for the hips, standard Marvel Legends, thigh swivel in there, T-joint, ball joints. Although because of the skirt, it's really limited. You can't really move them too much, but they are there. Just like the elbows, double jointed knees with the square peg covers. Works fine. Most of the time the knees are really, really tight. On mine, a couple of them are a little bit loose. A couple of the ratchets are loose, but it's okay. He's got a shin swivel right there and an ankle pivot. It's really tight. Ankle pivot, toe pivot, and a little bit of an ankle rocker, so that's kind of nice there. Let's talk about the paint. Get him standing. Please stand. He's kind of top heavy, even though he's not really that big up top due to the weird joints and stuff. Okay, he's standing, so let's talk about him. Every part of him, aside from the face itself, is metallic to a degree. The blue on the arms, the chest, and the legs, the darker blue. Let's get down there so you can see. The darker blue is very metallic. It's almost like vacuum chrome, if you're familiar with the old Transformer figures that came like that. Some of them probably still do. It's not actually vacuum chrome, but it's pretty shiny, and so that's really cool. The brown parts actually, and the like the black highlights aren't metallic, but the red parts are slightly metallic. And here's one of the problems I have: the skirt. Now I don't know if it's supposed to be, and it's probably not showing up as much on camera, but the skirt is like a teal color, and the rest of the blues are like almost a royal blue. So it doesn't look good, and it's not as metallic. And the red parts don't match as well either. Also, from the factory, out of the packaging, the Galactus series tend to be pretty beat up. Not the figures necessarily, but the Build-A-Figure parts. There's tons of scuff marks on this guy's skirt part here, on his belt. If you look at his back, almost every single one of them, the back of the skirt's all messed up. The back of the torso's got paint problems. If I could show you those. There we go. The back of the torso has paint problems all over. The arms are typically okay, although there is some issue where the bicep swivel is under the ball joint there. Also, the ball joint's kind of loose. overall Galactus is kind of shoddy. They didn't do a good job of quality control, making sure he came out as good as he could have. He definitely could have been a good figure. He's not bad as he is. There just are some problems inherent with him. His knee is scuffed, and it all came that way. So there's a chunk of the paint missing on his thigh there. So like I said, there's just a lot of problems, paint problems in particular with this guy. And overall, just quality control seems to be lacking. So since it is Galactus, if you're collecting Marvel Legends in particular, I recommend you get it. It's not a bad figure, and there are better ones out there than mine. Mine just happens to be particularly bad. But if you don't care if you get Marvel Legends or Marvel Universe, you might as well just get the Universe one. I'll be straight to the point, get the Universe one. It's bigger, the paints are better. It is somewhat childlike since it's so blocky and clunky, but it doesn't have any of the problems this one has. And for that reason, plus it talks and lights up, I would vote for that one. So guys, there's Galactus. Hope you enjoyed this review. Thanks for watching. I have one more Legends Build-A-Figure review coming up, so stay tuned for that. After that, I'll have some customs, hopefully, in the new Marvel Legends in the next week or so. And in the meantime, I can't just say and in the meantime every time. It gets repetitive. So in the meantime, how about that? Keep collecting.